Sachiputta Atrasvarupam Rupam Tasyakracha Uri Puri Maturim Gosvami Radha Kundamagirivaram Ahoradika Madhvasam Rapto is Pratita Kripaya Sri Guru Tam Natosmi Guravehi Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadare Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya Hemabhadvyacchavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Sampradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Bhakta-vedita aparadakshya Jiva-stutamari gaurangamati Viva-marivam sharanam rapana Vinde namaste charanarvindam Vinde namaste charanarvindam Govinda namo pranamadavedhi Govinda namo pranamadavedhi Govinda namo pranamadavedhi Govinda namo pranamadavedhi Krishna Sham Sundar Skanda Shekara Smaraha Sumrali Manara Radhikara Sukamama Kripanete Supirchana Kinkarim Kuru Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tayavana Jivikyaya Devi Tam Namah Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastangdanda Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmatiya Paramaradhatama, Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashto Tarasata Sri Rupadvagacharya Varya Srila bheda-abheda-tattva Narayan Gosvami. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Panchakalpatarvas, Rupas and Dubhyas, Kirtanam Bhavani Guru Vaishnavi Namo. By the causeless mercy of Sri Guru, now for 3 days we have been honoring Srila Jiva Gosvami Pad. beginning with his disappearance day. By hearing what he has written in 6 Sandarbhas. So, we touched briefly on the main ideas of Tattva Sandarbha, and then we began to discuss Bhagavad Sandarbha. There in Bhagavad Sandarbha, the Swarup of Bhagavan has been described in the most astonishing way. And then Srila Jiva Gosvami is discussing Naam, the name of Bhagavan. So this morning we discussed in some detail how the name of Krishna is different from worldly names. It is Vilakshana. Vilakshana means it has completely different characteristics from the names and the words that we are using every day to denote worldly things. So do you remember what are the special qualities of the name? You can tell me one. Quick test. Vikalparohita. It is not a product of thought construction. Jatiti pratita. That it immediately causes a spurti of Krishna himself in the heart of the person who utters the name or hears the name. Anything else? Omnipotence. Why? Because Om Tat Sat, the name is a Swatha Siddha, self-existent. So that which is the himself, the shelter of his own existence, is omnipotent. So all powers are there in Krishna's name. Anything else? Yes. Yes. Van Manasa Gochara. The actual transcendental name is beyond the perception of the mind and the power of speech also. Van Manasa Gochara. It is also Nikala Praman Parisched Agochara. It is, the holy name is not accessible by all the different types of investigation. Remember on the first day we discussed 10 types of Praman. So by those, except for Shabda Praman of course, Apurushaya, it is not accessible. Any other quality? Shastraiti Prasiddha. Those names are famous, glorified throughout the scriptures. And Sanketyadavapi Tadrisha Prabhavaha. Even if someone will utter the name to refer to something else, then still it has power to destroy all karma, to liberate a person, and give a spurti, a vision of Krishna in the heart. Yes. So these are some of the ways in which Naam is different from the names of this world. So now, we'll continue. In the Mandukya Karika, there is a description of the syllable Om. So you should know that when there's a description of the glories of Pranava, Om, that this applies to Harinam. Because Om is the name of the Supreme Lord. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Pranava Srava Vedeshu, I am the Pranava Om in the Vedas. But you should think it is like this. Om is a seed. So in a seed, there is no rasa. But if the seed will sprout and grow into a tree, and then on that tree a very juicy fruit will appear, there you can taste rasa. So Maduram Maduram Eitan Mangalam Mangalanam Sakama Nigama Vali Satfalam Chit Surupam. It is said that the name of Krishna is the fruit which has grown on the desired vine of the Vedas. So Om is like a seed, the Vedas have come from that. and the juicy fruit. Krishna Nam has a beard. So Krishna Nam is the rasatmak roof of Om. It is Om in its very delicious and relishable form. So here in the Manduki Karika, it is said, Pranavo yaparam brahma, pranavascha param smritam, apuravo nantara bhayo, na para pranavo bhayaha. The meaning is, the syllable Om is Parabrahma. It is said to be fully transcendental, unprecedented, imperishable, having no interior and no exterior, beyond which there is nothing. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Nama Binakichu Nahikawa Chauda Bhuvana Maje. Oh Nam Prabhu. Other than you, there is nothing in all the 14 worlds. So this is expressed here in the Vedas. Pranava is the beginning, the middle and the end of everything. No Pranava, Om, to be the Supreme Lord, Ishvara, in everyone's heart. A sober person who knows the syllable Om no longer laments. He has no lamentation. Why? Because Vishwam Purna Sukhayate, he sees the whole universe is full of joy. Atman Vedana tu apare koi hoinu parvasuki dukkha duregalo chintana rohilo chaviki ananda deki. Oh my Lord, since I surrendered to you, all my worries, anxieties have gone far away. And I see happiness in all directions. Om is immeasurable, unlimited, all auspicious, and it brings an end to all dualism, duality. One who knows Om is to consider to be a wise sage. Samuni Netaro Janaha. One who knows the holy name is a Muni, wise, and no one else is wise. Those who don't know Nam Prabhu, then they are not wise at all. Now Jiva Gosvami is commenting. He said, don't think that these statements are just stuti, some glorification. Like in the 10 offenses to the holy name, Tadatabado, Harinam Nikalpanam. Don't think that what is written about the power of the holy name in scripture is an exaggeration. Everything is true. One may think, oh, in the personal Sachidananda Vigraha, the spiritual form of God, all these powers can be there. But how can all these powers be there in some syllables? Krish, none. How is it possible? So don't think like that. It will be Namapara. There is no difference between the name of Krishna and Krishna himself. In fact, you see, it's kind of misleading. Vikalpa means non-correlated thought construct. When the mind creates something due to speech, based on words, a concept comes which is not real. It's very easy. You see, this cloth. So in this cloth there are so many threads. Right? Right? You agree, right? In this cloth there are so many threads.
No.
You're all saying yes. But he's remembering, I am told. So everyone's thinking, this is a question in logic. Is the thread in the cloth or is the cloth in the thread? What do you think? Is the thread in the cloth or is the cloth in the thread? There are not two things. Because if you take away the threads one by one, you'll see there's nothing left. So there's only thread. And what you are thinking, there's this other thing which is separate from the thread. The thread, when it is woven together, has by samavaya sambandha closeness. The jati is there, but there's no two things, the cloth and the thread. Okay. So in the same way, let's say, if you say, the body of the Brahmin. Have you seen the body of a Brahmin? No, why? Because you have a body, and the person who owns the body is the soul, Atma. We can say, in a conventional sense, Krishna owns everything. But for some time being, we can say, this soul has this body. So, is the soul a Brahmin? Is the soul a Brahmin? Naham vipro, na cha narapati, na pivaisha, na sudro, na hamvani, na chakriviti, no vanasto yativa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am not a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, I am not a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, or Sannyasi. Because Atma is not part of Varnashram Dharma. Only the body can be part of Varnashram Dharma. So the Atma is not the Brahmin. So what is the Brahmin? The body. The body is the Brahmin. But we are saying, oh look, there's the body of a Brahmin. So by speech, our mind thinks there are two things, the Brahmin and the body, but the Brahmin is the body. So in exactly the same way, understand? In exactly the same, we say the name of Krishna. And then Vikalpa comes. There are two things, Krishna and Krishna's name. No, Krishna is his name. So, in the Bhagavad it said, Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Shuddha Purno Nitya Mukto Abhinatvam Nama Namino. The name of Sri Krishna is Chintamani. Just as a Chintamani is a jewel that whatever you desire, it will become true if you have Chintamani. So if you take shelter of Krishna's name, whatever your heart is hankering for, then it will become true. Even if you make Namaparad, you want some material things from the holy name. But Namaparad will fulfill material desires. But then you'll suffer. Because material desires, they cannot satisfy the soul. But if you have purely spiritual desires, oh, Tavayavasmi, na Jiva mi tayavini. Oh Radhika, I am yours, I cannot live without you. Sakyaya taimam namostu nityam, nasyaya taima rasostu satyam. Oh Radhika, I'll never ask you for anything. If Radhika will say, come sit next to me and be my Sakhi, I say, no. I bow down to Lalita, Vishaka, all your Sakhis, they are great, but I don't want to be like them. I only want Radha Dasa to be your maidservant. So if someone will take shelter of name and have this desire, then Nama Chintamani Krishna. Nama is Chintamani. It will make everything true. Now, the question comes. Nanu tataridam nana adikam katam purushendriya janyam bhavati. Jiva Gosvami is saying. Now the question arises. If the name is such, beyond the mind, beyond the speech, self-existent, all-powerful, then how can a living being in this world, conditioned, having a body made of material senses, how can he utter that transcendental name? How is it possible? This is a question that must be answered. So, how can the tongue of a human being, which is made of earth and water, produce this sound which is cosmos? And the answer is, No, it cannot. The name Nam Prabhu is not generated by the tongue, but rather, if one has a mood of service, then Ata Sri Krishna Namadi Nabhavat Grayamindriyai Sevanmukhi Jivado Swayameva Spuratyata. The name Prabhu, by his own sweet will, he can manifest himself to that person whose heart is hankering exclusively only for his service and not for anything else. Now, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, there's a description of how the Vedas manifest in this world. In the 11th canto and also again in the 12th canto. So Srila Jiva Gosvami Pad is going to give some examples, the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, describing how the Vedas appear in this world. Why? To illustrate how Nam Prabhu appears in this world. Because all the Vedas are coming from Om, from the name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. The holy name is the life of all transcendental knowledge. So from the name, all transcendental knowledge is coming, including the Vedas. So, you can pull it 11:21:36. 11:21:36. Shabda Brahma Sudurbodham Pranindriya Manomayam Ananta Param Gambirbam Durvigayam Samudravat. This is explanation of Shabda Brahma, transcendental sound. In the 6th canto also, Sri Krishna has said, Shabda Brahma Brahm Brahma Mamobe Shashvati Tanu. I have two bodies. One body is my direct Swarup as Parabrahma, and my other body is Shabda Brahma. Transcendental sound. So here the verse is there. You can scroll it down a little so they can see the number. Okay. So the number is 11:21:36. So here it said, Shabda Brahma's transcendental sound Sudurbodham is very difficult to understand. Pranendriya Manomayam, it appears on the level of the Pran, the Manas, Buddhi, and Indriya, the senses. It has 4 levels. It is Anantaparam Gambiram. It is unlimited. It is very, very deep. Durvigayam. It is difficult to comprehend. It is actually Samudravat, like an endless ocean. Now in the next verse, very important. Mayopa Brimitam Bhumna Brahmanananta Shaktina Bhuteshu Gosharupena Vishesho Neva Lakshate. The Supreme Lord is saying that I am Ananta, unlimited, the foundation of all existence. And by my power, Bhuteshu Gosharupena, I have placed in the chitta of all living entities the syllable Om, the transcendental Nada Brahma, transcendental sound. And it is present there, Vishesho Neva Lakshate. It is present just like the very one fine tantu, fiber in the stem of a lotus flower. Perhaps some of you have been to our festival in Astrakhan. So then we go by boat to the place, the lotus fields, many lotuses there. And you may have seen, if a lotus is broken, and then you open the stem like this, it has very, very fine fibers inside. So here, Sri Krishna is saying, I have placed the Nada Brahma, transcendental sound in the chitta of everyone, and it is present like a one, not many, just one, isolated, one very fine fiber there. In another place in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 12th canto, it is said that just like a spider from his own body emits a web, a very fine fiber. So in the same way, Sri Krishna has two forms, his own Swarup and one Swarup as a very fine fiber there, which is put in the chitta of every living entity. So, if you don't understand, don't panic. Now just hear, listen, and you cultivate it. After some time you can realize it. So, in the 12th canto, now 12th canto, there's another description of how the Vedas appear. 12th canto, 6th chapter, verse 37. 12, 6, 37. Suta uvacha samahitat manobraman Brahmana paramestina ridyakasha abhunnado vritirodat vibhavyate. Suta Gosvami said, O Brahman, first the Nad. Nad means the subtle form of transcendental sound before it manifests internally as Om. So Nad is a subtle form of sound which has no manifest features. This Nad made its appearance in the ether of the heart of Lord Brahma when Brahma went into Samadhi in a trance. If a person will, by yoga, block their hearing, withdraw the power of hearing, then inside in their heart they can hear this Nad, spiritual sound. So in the next verse, 38, next verse. Yadupasanaya Brahman yogi no malamatmana dravya kriya kararakyam dutva yanta punabhavan. Suta Goswami is saying, the mystic sages, by worshipping this form of divine sound in their heart, they become cleansed of all contamination of material subject, object, worldly activities, and the consciousness of being the doer. And thus they attain freedom from birth and death. Next verse. So this next verse is very important. Tato bhut tri vridankaro yo vyakta prabhava surat yaktalingam bhagavato brahmana paramatmana. That Nad Brahma begins to manifest some characteristics in the form of Tato bhut tri vrid, Omkar, which has three sounds. So the Nad Brahma, which is undifferentiated, now becomes three. This Om, Swarat, means it appears by itself, by its own power. Swarat. And Vyo Vyakta Prabhavaha means that even though it appears to be just three sounds, but they are one, and it has unmanifest Shaktis. There are unlimited powers in this vibration, but they're not manifest at that stage. That means Radhika, Lalita, Vishakha, all the Shaktis, they're not manifest yet. So, Yat Talingam Bhagavato Brahmana Paramatmana. And this Omkar indicates Brahman, Paramatma, and finally Bhagavan, depending on the depth of the realization of the person. It awakens the realization of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So then, next verse. Srinoti ya imam spoltam supta sotre cha shunya drik yena vajvajite yasya vyakti akasha atmana. The meaning is that when all the senses are withdrawn from external activities, you see, you cannot live the life of sense gratification and also hear the holy name. The senses have to be withdrawn from the external world. But devotees, they don't have to do pratyahara like yogis. But rather, if our senses, our eyes only see the deity and the Vaishnavas, our tongue only tastes Mahaprasada, all of our senses are only engaged in Guru Seva, then it's not considered that that person is touching the material world. So, it is said, Srinoti ya imam spotam, the Supreme Lord in the heart, when the senses are stopped, then He can hear this vibration. And just like we were discussing the other day, that if you are in deep sleep, then all your senses are dissolved at that time. If someone calls you, hey, wake up, you cannot hear them. So how do you wake up? Because Paramatma hears, and Paramatma pulls your soul out from the state of deep sleep. Come on. So in the same way, when the senses are not involved in sense gratification, but they're engaged in service of Guru and Gauranga, then the Supreme Lord in the heart, He can hear this vibration. And He calls the Atma out of his sleeping condition. Hey, wake up. Jiv jago, Gaura Chanda bole, Kota nid jayo maya, Pishachira kole. Wake up, sleeping soul. Hello. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch Maya? I have come with this mantra. Enechi aushadi maya nashiba lagi. And it is a medicine to destroy all material existence. So now take this name and be happy forever. So actually it is the Supreme Lord in the heart who by His causeless mercy allows us to hear that sound vibration. So that then, the next verse is already there. Sudamno brahmana sakshad vachika paramatmana sa sarva mantra upanishad veda bijam sanatanam. The meaning is that Swadamno brahmana sakshad, this holy name is directly the Supreme Lord, who is self-existent shelter of all existence. Vachaka paramatmana sasarva mantra upanishad veda bija sanatanam. And this is the secret of all mantras. You see? Sasarva mantra upanishad veda bij. The Vedas, the Upanishads, and every mantra. This is the secret of how the mantra appears. So in conclusion, Shabda Brahma Suddho Bodham Pranindriya Manomayam. The Shabda Brahma is very difficult to understand and it manifests in the Pran, the Manas, Buddhi and Indriya. That means that before the sound comes from your mouth, there is a movement of Pran in the Mula Adar Chakra. And sound at this level is called para. Then, Srila Vishnu Thakur has explained this in the commentary on this verse, Shabda Brahma Suddho Bodham. And then it rises. This is why it's said to be like the fiber in the stem of a lotus. Because you have a Shashumna Nadi. You know? In the body, there are chakras and they're joined together, and from them there are 72,000 nadis going all over the body. But the main nadi is going from the Muladhara chakra to the Sahasrara chakra. This is called Shashumna Nadi. This is the main life force. Krishna himself says, Vrindavan is my body, and Yamuna Devi is my Shoshumna Nadi. So anyway, that's a very fine nadi is there, and the Shabda Brahma, like a fiber, from the Mooladhara chakra in the form of Pran, comes to the Manipura chakra, and manifests in the element of manas, as a movement of the mind. In that stage, it is called Pasyanti. Then it rises up to the Anahata chakra and takes control of your buddhi, your intelligence. And then it rises up to the Vishuddhi chakra. And then from there, it comes out from the mouth. So there are 4 levels of sound: Para, Pasyanti, Madhyama, and then Vaikari. The part that you can hear is Vaikari. So sometimes when Nam is coming up, then it gets stuck in the heart, in the Madhyama stage. And that's when the devotee is still open, no sound is coming out. Well, he goes in like a manasik jap. Because Nam is staying in the heart, in the Madhyama stage of sound. So those, if you are chanting lakhs and lakhs of Harinam, then you may experience some of that. It's just nothing coming, but you can feel the name. But if there is very strong prem and separation, it will. Sri Chaitanya Mukund Girna Hari Krishna Jivarnaka. It is said the Mahamantra came out from the heart of Mahaprabhu, from his lips, like a volcano. Like a volcano, and drowned the whole world in Krishna Prem. That sound vibration of Mahaprabhu's chanting came in the ears of his associates, and it's coming down through our parampara and now to us. We are being touched by that same love that Mahaprabhu was experiencing. So the degree to which we are free from offenses and attachments, then we can experience that. So now, what we have discussed today, so far, seems somewhat theoretical. But if you chant deeply every day, carefully avoid the 10 offenses, one can experience all of these things. And what has been expressed here in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam and in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is being expressed very, very practically in the histories of the great devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam and especially Chaitanya Charitamrita. For example, you know that Bharat Maharaj, he became attached to a deer. And in the last moment of his life, Yam Yam Vapisparam Bhavam Chajyatyanti Kalevram Tam Tama Vaiti Kontaya Sadata Bhava Bhavitaha. Whatever you remember in the last moment, then you become like that. So, Bharat Maharaj, in his next life, he became a deer. But even in that deer body, he could remember, oh, what happened? I was the king of the world. Now I'm a deer. Oh dear. And instead of having the deer sangha, association with the other deer, he left them. And he went to the ashram of the sages. And he would sit down in the distance and listen to Harikatha. So even in that life, he was trying to have sadhu sangha and listen to Harikatha. From a little distance, he didn't go too far to the ashram of the sages. Why? Because maybe one of the sages may become attached and end up like him. So he was very merciful to those sages and he was listening from a distance. So even in his dear body he could do bhakti. He used to fast on Ekadasi. He didn't eat very luxurious green leaves, he only ate the dry leaves that fell on the ground. Like this. And quickly that body was over and then he continued on his way. But the thing is, when that deer came to the last moment of his life, you can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, the deer called out and began to glorify the Lord in Sanskrit. Yeah? Now you may say, how is that possible? Because a deer, they don't have a mouth and tongue and lips and teeth that you can pronounce. All the vanagram, the letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. Their mouth cannot make it. So you can try, if you have a deer, try to teach him to speak. Nothing. So how is it possible that in the last moment, in the body of the deer, he called out and glorified the Lord with Sanskrit prayers? Why? Because the tongue does not produce the name. The tongue is not, but Nam Prabhu, in the form of Pran, is appearing through the stages and then. So we cannot do anything. Only just as Krishna or his avatars descend to this world and manifest their lila. So Radha Krishna Milyavadohu Tumbi Name Onako Kai Nama Rupa Avatar. Before the class we sang this. Oh Nam Prabhu. In my life I have nothing but you. You have descended as Nam Avatar. Golokera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. Radha Krishna and all their associates and all their pastimes have come down themselves. It's an avatar. So you cannot force an avatar to come here. Advaitacharya can do it. He has such love, he can make Mahaprabhu come. But if we are very surrendered to Gurudev and have a spirit of service, then no, we cannot make the Prakat incarnation appear for everyone. But the incarnation of Namaprabhu will appear for you. This is the meaning of Janma Kama Chame Divyam Evam Yoveti Tattva. In the same way that avatars appear in this world for everyone to see, in the same way Nam will appear for you individually when we chant purely. So, Bharat Maharaj in the deer body, this is one example. Another example from Srimad Bhagavatam, Gajendra. Gajendra was an elephant. But when he was in the fighting, the crocodile bit his leg and was pulling him. And they were going sometimes on the land, sometimes in the water. And gradually the crocodile pulled him. And he was going under the water, he was about to die. And just at that moment, the effect of his apparat from previous life wore off. He was Indrajumna in a previous life, king. And he made some offense to a sadhu. And because of this, he became an elephant. From suffering for hundreds of years in the battle with the crocodile, slowly, the effect of the offense wore off. And at the exact moment when the offense wore off, then the samskars, the impressions of prayers to the Lord that he used to say in his previous life, then that samskar appeared. And along with it, because he thought, now I'm about to die. At the time of death, there is a great increase in humility. Right? And this is why I have written in the book, First Aid for Chanting the Holy Name, Jiva Sando. Don't wait until the last moment of your life. But every day when you take your japamala and you chant Hare Krishna, you should think, I am going to die right now. My Gurudev used to say, bhajan takes place where? In Croatia? In Italy? In Russia? Where? Bhajan takes place Jivana Sando. In the junction between life and death. So when you are chanting, you should think that you are in the junction between life and death. And then there will be great humility. So when Dainyabhav, humility is there, then there is Bhakti Utschalita. Whatever small bhakti is in the heart becomes amplified by humility. You see? So because Gajendra, his offense was finished, his bhakti from the previous life began to appear, and because he was in the moment of death, there was great humility, and that made his bhakti rise up, Uchchalit, like a wave, a big tidal wave of bhakti. prayers from his previous life came from his lips. So you know that an elephant also doesn't have the tongue and lips and everything to pronounce Sanskrit prayers. It's not possible. But still, you can read those prayers of Gajendra in Srimad Bhagavatam. So it means that the name and the qualities of Krishna in the form of transcendental Pran made their appearance in this way. Pran, Manas, Buddhi, and then on the Indriya and Vaikari, and the sound came out. And when the sound came out, then the Supreme Lord, he heard it and at once came there. Lord Narayan, on the back of Garuda, he once appeared there. And then Gajendra took a lotus flower in his trunk. It was the last thing he could do when he was about to drown under the water. And by his trunk he took a lotus flower. Oh, my Lord. Aisha Pushpanjali. So understand it in this, understand the bhavs which are here. Because many people, they have a they think he was about to die, and then he got the flower and said, oh my Lord, I'm going to die now, please save me. No, you read his prayers, he didn't say save me. That's not what happened. Only his offense was over. Kabe habe bolo sedinayama apurada guchi shuddhanama ruchi. When will my offenses come to an end? And then the pure name will appear. So that's what happened to him. His offenses came to the end by suffering, by being chewed up by a crocodile. Also, that's a very important teaching. Just know that if you're making offenses, you will have to be chewed up by a crocodile for hundreds of years. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. Other kinds of problems come. All the problems in our life. This is like a crocodile eating us. But when our offenses are finished, then from suffering, gradually offenses can be finished. Or by serving pure devotees and glorifying the name, then the name becomes very kind, very merciful to us. And they are forgiven, offenses are forgiven. So at that time, Bhakti appears. And he didn't say, my Lord, save me. He just glorified the Lord. Oh my Lord, you are so beautiful. You are so gracious. Let me be your servant life after life. Only this. He didn't ask for anything at all. But the Lord came. And then he took the lotus flower. This is for you. It's very beautiful. Can you in your life be in a state of complete suffering, but you don't ask for anything? And if you get a chance, you take a flower. Srimad Bhagavatam is adbhut, amazing. So this is another example how the aprakita pran, the supernatural pran of the name, can appear on a person, even an elephant who cannot chant. So there are many examples in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes as well. You know, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received Diksha from his guru, then he became mad. Kiba mantra dili gosai, kiba tarpa, japite japite mantra kaile pagal. He came back to his Gurudev. He said, what type of mantra did you give me, Gurudev? I'm laughing and crying and dancing and fainting, rolling on the ground. You gave me this mantra and I've been repeating it, and now I think I became pagal. Japite japite mantra kaile pagal. I become mad. Then his Gurudev said, oh, you are very fortunate. Krishna Nama Mahamantra Eito Subhav Ye Jape Hare Krishna Upajay Bhav. This is the nature of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If someone will repeat this mantra, then bhav, transcendental emotion will rise up in his heart. So when Prakashananda Saraswati, the Mayavadi sannyasi in Kashi, said, you are a sannyasi like us, in our line of Shankaracharya. We should sit and say, Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman, I am Brahman, Tattam Sasi, you are Brahman. And study Vedanta Sutra. But you are not doing these things. You are running around singing, dancing in the street with men, women and children, big crowds of people. What kind of behavior is this? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, oh, you see, I met my Gurudev and I asked him, Gurudev, can you teach me Vedanta? My Gurudev said, you are a murka. You are a foolish person. You cannot understand Vedanta. Just understand this. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyata. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Only Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. So then I was chanting and I became mad. So Mahaprabhu said, if you say to me, why are you singing and dancing? Then I tell you, I am not singing and dancing. This name makes me sing, this name makes me dance. So we are not karta, we are not the doers. So don't stress. Don't have to stress. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I was telling the devotees this morning, some people they're chanting japa like they're trying to give birth. Foolish, foolish. No! You are not the doer, why are you straining so much? Only cry. Oh Mahaprabhu, please be merciful and descend on my tongue. We cannot do anything. We can only weep for the mercy of Mahaprabhu. So, there are many examples. Perhaps you know when Shivananda Sain was bringing all the Vaishnavas from Bengal, he was managing where they will stay, their food, their lodging, paying the taxes at the various borders as all the devotees were coming from Bengal and going to Jagannath Puri. So on the way, one dog began to follow Shivananda Sain. So he arranged for a devotee should give some rice. Even one time they came to the river and they got in the boat said, there are no dogs in my boat. No. And Shivananda Sain was thinking, this dog is so nice. He's always following the Vaishnavas, he's taking Mahaprasada. I cannot leave him behind. The dog said, no. Shivananda said, oh look, I'll give you some money. He said, no, I'll give you more money, more. And then he offered him a lot of money. The dog said, okay, give me the money. And then the dog came in the boat. So then they carried on. Then one day, Shivananda Sain was busy and he didn't notice. And then later he said to his servant, oh, did you give rice to the dog? He said, I forgot. And then he could not find the dog anywhere. And then Shivananda Sain was so sad. He thought, I made aparad to the dog. Because I forgot about his Mahaprasada. And he was so sad and Shivananda Sain, he fasted as a penance for his Vaishnava aparad to the dog. Later when he arrived in Jagannath Puri, he saw that the dog was already there. Instead of wondering, the dog went ahead and was already there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had some pulp, coconut pulp, and he was telling the dog, chant Hare Krishna. And he was throwing the pulp and the dog was chanting, jumping up. Again, chant. Then the dog, Hare Krishna. And Mahaprabhu was throwing the pulp and he was jumping into it. Shivananda Sain, he gave Dandavat Pranam to the dog. You're so fortunate. You arrived here first. You became an associate of Mahaprabhu. You are having kirtan with Mahaprabhu and he's feeding you with his own hand. And he gave pranam and begged the dog, please forgive my appearance. Be merciful to me. Then the next day, no one saw that dog ever again. Because he left the dog's body, and by mercy of Mahaprabhu, he went to the spiritual world. So how can the dog chant Hare Krishna? by Kripa, by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, this name makes his appearance. This is the teaching. You cannot chant, but a dog can chant, an elephant can chant, a deer can chant, but we cannot chant. So don't think that's impossible for the animal to chant the name. You should know that it's impossible for us or anyone to chant the name with material senses. But Sevan Mukhi Jivado Swayam Eva. Swayam Eva means by himself, automatically. He can appear. If we have the Seva Briti mood, that's, oh my Lord, I am yours. Nothing is mine. My body, my mind, my words, even my own soul is, I am not mine. My soul is not mine. Everything is yours. I am living only for your happiness. If someone has such a mood, then now Prabhu can appear. Also, you know that when the Chankazis men, they broke the Mridangas in the kirtan at Srila Thakur's place. The Chankazi said, oh, you should stop all the kirtans. So then, the Mahaprabhu, he did, called all the devotees together and made a big Harinam Sankirtan. And afterwards he came to the palace of the Chankazi. So the Chankazi told him, you know something very strange happened. That before, my men, they wanted to break the Mridangas, but they went there and their beards burst into flames. And then afterwards, they were saying, Hari, 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 Hari. Muslim soldiers. And they could not stop. How was it possible? By the mercy of Mahaprabhu, now is appearing himself. They even didn't want to chant. Also, once Mahaprabhu, when he was traveling from Vrindavan along the bank of the Ganga, he saw a peacock, and seeing the blue neck of the peacock, then it reminded him of the complexion of Krishna, and Mahaprabhu fainted. So then his associates came around him, and just at that moment there was a battalion of Muslim soldiers, Patanas, riding on horses. And they came there and they thought, what's happened? They thought, oh, we can understand that these people, there was a Rajput, the son of the Brahmin, the Rajput, and Balabhadra Bhattacharya, three. These three people must have given Datura, some poison to this sannyasi. And now he's fainted due to the poison, and because they want to steal his pranami. Because everyone's giving some pranami to Vaishnava. So they're thinking maybe he has a pranami in his pocket, so they gave him poison, and now he's unconscious, they want to take his pranami, so we should arrest them. So then they complained. Balabhadra Bhattacharya was a small Bengali, he was afraid and he was shaking. The Rajput was very bold, he said, oh, be careful, I have a group of men with cannons just nearby, and they'll come in here and they'll kill you. So he was very bold because he was a Kshatriya from Rajasthan. And just as they were all arguing amongst themselves, oh, you were trying to steal from this side, no, we're not. And then Mahaprabhu woke up. And they said, oh, are these people, did they try to kill you? He said, no, they are my associates, they are with me. That's okay. So then they looked and saw that all the Muslim soldiers on the horses, they were saying, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. And tears were flowing from their eyes. Then the leader of that group, who was a peer, like a holy man, very learned in their scriptures, he could understand, oh, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead and I am very sinful. Please save me. Mahaprabhu said, how can you be sinful? I think that you are completely pure because the holy name is appearing on your lips. Harinam Prabhu ki jai. So this is the meaning. Aprakrita supernatural Pram, making his own appearance by his own sweet love. This is the meaning of these words. They seem very complicated. Shinoti ya idam spotam. How the Omkar appears, first Nada, and then it becomes Aum, and becomes Omkar, and then it rises through the stages of Para, Pasyanti, Madhyama, all of this, Vaikari, it seems. But this is the illustration here, practically in the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only one condition is there. One should be free from offense. So we'll come to that when we get to Bhakti Sandarbha. We can discuss. There's a description there from the Padma Purana about the offenses to the holy name. So this name of Krishna is very relishable in the stage of sadhana and also in the stage of prema. In the stage of sadhana, we try to repeat the name, and from the attempting to repeat the name, now and then Nama Bhas will come. And when the devotee, his heart is somewhat purified and he comes in the stage of Nishtha, then in the stage of Nishtha, Nama Bhas will begin to manifest the Spurti, the appearance of Krishna's form, and some qualities. As the heart becomes more purified of the beach, that means seeds of samskars, of sins from previous life and this life, even though you may have given up sinful activities, but there's still some impression there, some samskars. When these are cleared, then the stage of ruchi comes. Ruchi, Papa Beach Nashat, Madhuri Anubhavaha. Ruchi is the stage where the impressions of sins in the heart, they are eradicated, and then there is Madhuri Anubhav, realization of Krishna's sweetness. So in the stage of Ruchi, you can realize the sweet qualities of Krishna by Nama Bhas in the stage of Ruchi, and also his parikar, his associates. And then among those associates, by being absorbed, Krishnam Smaram Janam Chasya Prastam Nija Samhita, then you become absorbed in remembering one associate. And then your chitta will transform and become exactly like that associate. And that is called Siddharupa. So then Asakti will come. And in the stage of Asakti, you will realize the Abhas of your Siddharupa. So then you can follow the verse. Saiva sadhaka rupaina siddha rupaina chatrahi tadbhava lipsna karya brajaloka anusarataha. So don't try to imagine your siddharupa. Like try to have a baby by force. If you do this, you'll get so many internal obstacles that after some time you will fail. And you give up hope and you can leave bhakti even. I've seen many persons, they try to meditate on their siddha daya by force. And just within a few years, they leave everything. So try to be in the shelter of Nam Prabhu and go through the crown, the stages, as Rupa Gosvami Pada said. Tad Nama Rupa Charitari Sukirtanano Smrityo Kramena. Smaran is in a kram, in a sequence. Nam, Rup, Gun, Parikar, Leela. You cannot change it. Yeah, Rupa Goswami said it's in a sequence, but what does he know? Rupa Goswami knows everything. Try to be Rupanuga. So, then, by serving, when one realizes his siddharups to a certain degree, and abhas in the stage of asakti, serving eternally, then bhav will come. Shuddha sattva visheshatma prema suryam susamyabha. So sadhan goes up to asakti, then there is bhav bhakti, and then prema bhakti. So when prem comes, then the chanting of the holy name is either the crying. It it is the crying due to separation. Just as a person, when they're in pain, they cry. So similarly, when there is praying, when there is Krishna praying, then the person cries. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Or the chanting in the stage of praying is called the Ananda Sitkara. Sitkara means that if you feel a very strong euphoria and then some sound will come, you don't even think what sound will come. So that is called Sitkar. It's a little confidential, but in the same way, when one is crying in separation, then Radha and Krishna appear, and then one is also chanting. But this chanting is the Sitkar. It is the spontaneous articulation of the joy which is overwhelming one. So Nam is somewhat different in the stage of sadhana and in the stage sadhana and siddhanam. So the siddhanam, was explained by Srila Rupa Gosvami. Tunde tanda vanira timvitanute tanda valila peikana kauda kadambini gatayate kani vyarde sviham Chaita prangana sangini vijayate savindriyani kritim no jane janita kiyadve amritae krishne tivana dvai. Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, when the holy name comes, then it dances on the tongue. It is not that the devotee is chanting, but name is dancing there. And at that time, Nam is so sweet. I want to have millions and millions of tongues. Why only one tongue? I want millions of tongues. So actually this is Guru Tattva. Guru is not making disciples because he thinks, I want disciples. Only Guru is chanting Harinamati. I have only one tongue. This is so bad. So then, Krishna fulfills his desire. He sends another tongue, another tongue, another tongue. And then he's doing kirtan. And Guru is chanting through his disciple now. And with thousands of tongues. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If someone has no realization, then they're preaching. It's only for pratishtha. Only for name and fame, useless. Jadaya pratishtha shukreya vishta. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said this is like the ox stool. The stool of a pig. So the person, if they have no realization, what is their preaching? Like going to the house of the pig and rolling in the stool. Now I am so happy. No. But when one has the anubhuti, realization of now, then automatically all the living entities, they come to that Vaishnava, and then through them he's chanting. They become like his expansions. So, Tunde tandamani ratim vitanute tandavali labde kana kroda kadambedi kadati savindriyatne smritim. And then it goes in the ear. And then the devotee thinks, this is better, I have one tongue, I have 2 ears, so this is an improvement. But not enough. I wish I had millions and millions of ears to hear this sweet name. And then from the ear it goes into the heart. And Krishna is now dancing in the heart. And then all the senses become inert. And the devotee goes into samadhi, into trance. So no jane janita kya viramitai krishna tivanatve. Rupa Goswami Pad said, I don't know how much Amrita is coming out from these 2 syllables, Krish and Na. Krishna. Amrita, nectar is coming more and more, it won't stop. Help, help. I'm drowning. This is the experience of pure devotees like Rupa Goswami Pad. So what to speak of Shrimati Radhika. What is her feeling? So perhaps you know, can you pull up the kirtan? Saki Keva Shunai no Shamanam. There's when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, in the Gambhira with Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai, then Swarup Damodar used to sing beautiful kirtans to Mahaprabhu, especially the kirtans of Chandidas and Vidyapati. So this is one kirtan of Chandidas. So we sing the songs of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Narottam Thakur, but Mahaprabhu could not sing these kirtans because they had not been written yet in this universe. So what kirtans would Mahaprabhu sing? He would sing from Bhagavatam, Gopi Geet, Brahma Geet, Pranay Geet, Krishna Kanamrita of Govamanu Thakur, and Geet Govinda of Jayadev Goswami, and the songs of Chandidas and Vidyapati. So you see, Soi, you'll be under Soi. So S-O-I, yeah, there. Soi. You can say Soi, it means Saki. Saki means our friend. And Soi means one spent in Bengal. Vrindavan Lal ki jai, Vaisali wali ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Ram. Soi Keva Shunai lo Shamana. She did not